Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Marshall and Selena. I'm not gonna lie. I saw Selena coming down there in that dress. Um, she's bad. That girl still got it going on. I'm not gonna lie. I stopped there. I was like, well, damn, okay. And she was with some boy toy, and she pretty much asked. Well, okay. So first of all, they get there, and Nika is just extra. Oh, you look so good. You're very pretty. Yada yada yada. Marshall turned around and looked at her like, bro, you doing too much. You're a little bit too extra. But in reality, after Selena left, Nika want to call him Portia because you know the thing about Marshall doesn't understand the gravity of the situation. He does not understand that just talking to Miss Wu in the way that he's talking to her, can end badly for him. And once again, Selena's like, because here's the thing: this club is dead. Okay, it's just dead. There's barely anyone in there, and Marshall's just like, well, some people come to the door soon. Yeah, Selena gets there, was like, wow, it's kind of a light crowd here. Let me take this club off your hands. And of course, Marshall's like, no, 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 and yeah, she decides to leave because she was just like, I just want to sit there and give a drink or whatever, just as a courtesy to Curtis. We gonna go to the club down the street. Okay, this club is packed. I can get in because I'm Selena, but this place is packed. And then she left, and Portia, I guess in some ways was feeling. Well, here's the thing that's so weird. So like the descriptions in this saying that Portia was feeling kind of left out, and I guess she kind of was, but at the same time, she's not there watching her husband and her daughter sit there and bond. So, listen, they playing PlayStation, okay? PlayStation brings people together. Yeah, she got a call and, she gets down there and Nika's like, yeah, Marshall doesn't understand who he's talking to. He's talking to Selena Boy. Like, she's not to be played with. And, Portia and Curtis is there talking about Selena and he's like, no, I'm not going to sit there inside the club. I'm like, I have a choice at this point. Um, Ned and Olivia, which is kind of random. It's like they literally came in like 20, 30 minutes into the episode. He's not there talking about how he can't finish his song and, the inspiration just has to come from within. And I'm like, yo, listen, being a musician either sounds really tough or is just really tough to him because he hasn't been doing it in a while. But Marshall's like, why don't you sit there and play at the club? Ned is all like, I don't know, you got kind of a light crowd. I'm like, bro, listen, maybe I was like, no offense, you might have been, hotsy totsy back in the 80s or 70s, but ain't nobody sitting there seeing you trying to get autographs now. So I don't understand what's with this bougie attitude of, I don't know, you got enough people for me to, bro, stop. It's like, stop. Just stop. He said he's gonna finish the song and apparently go down there and play for how many people is anyone's guess at this point. So you got that going on. You got Valentine and Nina looking at the security footage. And long story short, it was Charlotte that sneaked into the room. Now, just I've here's the thing. I've learned this from being oh so cocky when I said that Esme was the hook killer. So even though that she came in that room, doesn't necessarily mean that she did it. She could have, but it's not 100% sure. But she did go down there to check on Papa to see where Papa's at and everything like that. Now, I'm gonna be honest. If she's doing all that, I think that Jake should run far, 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 far away from this little girl because, well, she clearly needs therapy, and I actually started choosing. No, no. First of all, she needs some time in juvie. Then she needs therapy. Um, Valentine's like, oh, don't tell anyone yet about this. Let me sit there and talk to her. But the thing is, again, it's not to sit there and say, they don't have um, cameras in the room, so it's not definite she actually did it. And I know Valentine is going to confront her, and she's going to be like, I didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about. I just wanted to come and see you. I want to surprise you, or whatever BS is going to come out of her mouth. Um, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see about that. That's really sad. Sonny seems at this point he is way too deep and with these people pikemen. And okay, so Pikeman comes in there and he's like, I want to sit there and do some business with you still, and he gives him a briefcase. This briefcase is pretty much like an apology. It's always not just saying that, we want to apologize, for your inconvenience and stuff like that. Okay, cool. I want some people to sit there and give me an apology like that. But Sonny's like, close that briefcase and give it back to him. Yo, listen, it wasn't, somebody from me, that ratted me out. So y'all need to sit there and find out, on your side who's the rat, and then I'll sit there and deal with y'all. So he takes the briefcase and he leaves. And he asks for Dex assessment. And this is the part where it just gets sad because it's just like, well, it was Jason. If it was Jason, I feel like he would be in a better position. And at first, Dex didn't even really want to give him an answer. So he's like, "Yo, listen, I'm not paying you for holding doors and stuff like that. You want to move up? I need you to step up. Like, give me your assessment or whatever." But I just like, this is what happens when we have life without Jason. Okay, this is what happens when we have life without Jason. It's really funny. There's some people that used to sit there and say that Sonny had all this power and this, that, and the third, and Sonny was the king of Port Charles and stuff like that. But I'm like, he only really held that title because of Jason. He only held that title because of Jason. And I'm a Sonny fan. But let's be honest. When it came down to getting things done and being smart about it, and Jason was a pretty much absentee father, but the dude was a great enforcer, and yeah, just kind of a sad day in Sonny's organization, to say the least. Valentine comes downstairs and tells Anna, "Yeah, I looked at the security footage and it was wiped. Yeah, I mean, whoever did this might was just like a pro." Um, I'm not gonna lie. There was one point where Anna and Charlotte was waiting for the police. Knocking the door, and she jumps like she's spooked. And I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, this is Super Spy, right? This is yeah, Super Spy my ass. But if you saw the previews, Anna decides to take Sonny up on his protection. Yeah. Um, Dante, Sam, Cody, and Sasha sat around that dirty ass cabin, to sit there and say the least. Okay? Sat there and were trying to come up with a way to prove their innocence or anything like that. And, Sasha said something. She said that the doctor gave her pills, not like an actual bottle or whatever, just take these pills. And she felt kind of stupid for that. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, because what doctor is just going to sit there and just give you a couple of pills with no bottle, with no label on it? Anyway, they sat around that dirty ass cabin, and Came out with no solution. None whatsoever to sit there and get yourself out the pickle, out of the predicament that they're in. So in reality, this scene was a giant waste of time. Bottom line. It really was. It offered absolutely nothing except just to remind us that Cody is still lying to Mac for. I don't even think he remembers the reason why he's lying at this point, but here we are. Um. Oh, Curtis and Trina. Curtis talks about the Savoy, and he also talks about Spencer. Um, Curtis reminds her that they do come from different worlds. The perspective is different. The perspective is a lot different. This guy is born in the money. Um, especially he was in there talking about education and it's just a piece of paper and yada yada yada. Um, and, of course, Trina's like, listen, that's not his fault that he was born in the money. And that's true. But it does change their perspective and their outlooks on how they view life. Also, he asks her a very important question, like, are you ready to sit there and be a stepmom, pretty much? Like, girl, you're 19 years old. You haven't really dated a lot of guys. Is this something that you're really ready to sit there and do? And also, Esme being part of the package, Esme decided to just up and leave because let's be honest, she's not required by law to sit there and like really stay by his side. Like she could just sit there and leave, and that's just that or whatever. Um, and just it gave her a lot to think about. Gave her a lot to think about. Now, there's one point where Trina's like, I'm going to be going to New York and stuff like that, and Kurt's like, oh, did you sit there and talk to your mom? And I'm like, Trina is damn near a grown ass woman. She doesn't need to sit there and ask her mom for permission. I mean, yeah, she could sit there and say something or whatever, but it's like you're making it seem like she needs like, to have her sign a permission slip or something. Like, no, she's 19. She can, she's damn near a grown ass adult. Like, she's fine. She doesn't need her permission. I thought that was a little kind of weird. I mean, I understand it's like, just give her a heads up or whatever. Don't just and I understand Trina because it's like every time she brings up Spencer, it's just a headache. It's an unnecessary headache. So if she can put that off as long as possible, I understand where she's coming from. That's what I'm saying. I understand where she's coming from. Now I think that's about it. Now, but I will sit there and say, um, I said this in my live stream yesterday, but rest in peace to Billy Miller. Condolences to the family. Definitely going way too soon. We had a lot of people this year that was just going way too soon, and unfortunately, this is another one. Also, I actually kind of forgot the second part I was going to say. This might have been important. Not to sit there and say that the other thing wasn't important, but I don't remember what it is now. Nope, I can't remember what it is. Not gonna lie. And now, of course, if I do remember, I will bring it up in the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'll be talking about all the soap operas, Days of Our Lives, GH, um, Days of Our Lives, GH, YNR, and of course BNB. I don't know why I always sit there and have a problem saying 4 of them, like I'm missing some, because in reality, I am missing some. Like about I get what 10. I would sit there and say, give or take. Or maybe a little less. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.